Live right now as we come on the air for you here at 11 o'clock. We've got a little bit of everything, folks. We've got a wintry mix of some snow switching back to rain, even some sleet being reported across Kentuckiana as we speak. Here in downtown Louisville at 6 and Chestnut, we first noticed it all just before 10 o'clock tonight. And now live right now, this is from the Payne Street overpass. You're looking down at I-64 east and westbound, both lanes. And this is just the beginning. It's going to be turning over to all snow. We have a winter weather advisory. It's going to be accumulating overnight. Our photojournalist Levi Hammer is out there right now live on the overpass, bringing you the current view of how the roads are doing. They look like they're pretty wet. That's good news. By the way, so far we have no word yet from JCPS about classes in the morning. That decision will come overnight. But we do have some snow closings already popping up on your screen. Hi, everybody, on this very busy Monday night on the night team. I'm Doug Proffitt. Chief Meteorologist Mallory Snell is watching that growing amount of snow. So where's the line right now, Mallory?
So it's pretty much right along the Ohio River, but what we're seeing here is a little bit of what's called a warm nose. So that's why we could be getting some rain mixing in with melting snow right around the Louisville metro. We had some heavy sleet that rolled through downtown Louisville just around 9:45. But yeah, this is what we mean by a mixed bag of wintry precipitation. That's what we're seeing all across Kentuckiana. Big picture view, these two storm systems, as expected, are beginning to fuse together a bit. So a lot of moisture coming in from the southern stream and then that cold air catching up on the northern stream here. So the bulk of our snowfall that we're expecting tonight in terms of accumulations likely between about midnight and 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. Hour by hour futurecast showing that everything kind of scattered in nature at first. That wintry mix the farther south that you do go, transitioning over to all snow from northwest to southeast. But then it's out of here by 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, and then we're left with that mess on the streets for that Tuesday morning commute. Of course, we'll talk much more about totals and impacts coming up later on in the newscast. Doug.
All right. Love it there. The mixed bag live and in action. Thank you, Mallory. All new today, Metro Snow Crews got ahead of the storm. Take a look right here. Brian, all the way down on the roadways. You see it right there in the middle of the street. This is Main and Market Streets in downtown Louisville. And here's the view of the saltwater stripes, freshly put down on the pavement earlier this afternoon. Again, just east of downtown. Today, Louisville and Indiana's Department of Transportation's explained why they're leaning on brine more than ever this year. That's because they learned from last year when we got more than 20 inches of snow.
It's going to be around 30 degrees overnight, so we feel pretty good about just doing the brine without any additives.
Each year we go through our processes where we prepare our trucks, prepare our drivers ahead of the winter weather. We do all of that early on, so when we do get snow in November, December, we're prepared and ready to go.
Brine does require certain conditions. They won't use it if there's rain in the forecast. It could wash the salt and the water mixture off the roads. By the way, now's the best time to download the free WHAS11 Plus app to follow our weather alerts, live weather streaming from our meteorologists tomorrow, and you can watch every single WHAS11 newscast live. Late breaking news here. We're following in the search for the new UK football coach at 11 o'clock on the day Kentucky fires longtime coach Mark Stoops. Reports are out tonight that the Wildcats are possibly zeroing in on a 36-year-old Louisville native, Will Stein. Sports director Ken Spencer is here to tell us more about his unique Kentucky connection. Ken?
Yeah, Doug, multiple reports tonight that Oregon offensive coordinator Will Stein is the guy for Kentucky. The two sides are working towards a deal. According to ESPN, Stein is expected to be the offensive coordinator with the Ducks through the college football playoff and work both jobs. Will Stein has been with Oregon for the last 3 years, where he's led one of the best offenses in the country during that time. He was a 2023 Broyles Award finalist, which goes to the top assistant coach in the country at the end of the season. Stein is, of course, a Louisville native who won 3 state championships as a quarterback at Trinity, then went on to play quarterback at the University of Louisville for both Steve Cragthorpe and then Charlie Strong. He then followed Strong to be on his staff at Texas. His ties to UK run deep. Here's a picture with him with former UK and Oregon head coach Rich Brooks. Stein's dad also played football at Kentucky, and Will grew up a fan of the Cats. An official announcement on Will Stein following Mark Stoops as the next football coach at Kentucky could come as early as tomorrow. For the night team, I'm Ken Spencer.
All right, Kent, going to be another busy one tomorrow. Thank you. New tonight, you had the chance to talk face-to-face with the leader of JCPS and tell district leaders what you think about the big changes they need to make to save money. That includes closing and selling some schools. WHAS 11 team's Alex Dieterer and photojournalist Levi Hammer were earlier at Kammerer Middle School tonight for the first emotional public forum.
What's going to happen to our school district in 2027 when we can't pay our teachers? What's going to happen in 27 when we can't pay our bills?
Emotion from the top of JCPS to those who will be impacted the most.
We, the ZT family, promise to be the best we can be. We will treat each other with kindness and respect.
The Zachary Taylor Elementary Pledge, read aloud by one of the school's teachers at a JCPS feedback session, where teachers and students pleaded with the district to not close their buildings.
As Zachary Taylor closes, the students in my classroom and many more will lose more than a building. They will lose safety.
Zachary Taylor is one of 2 schools targeted for closure and a sale to help right JCPS's $188 million deficit.
When we have to close schools, it's emotional, it's draining, right? It affects students, it affects families, and it's not something I want to do. Right? I dislike this.
The other is Liberty High School, a school that was created for students who struggled at other public schools.
My journey of coming to Liberty was a very rough one. I faced extremely horribly bad cases of bullying at both Marion Seymour and Thomas Jefferson, cases of being beaten on, cases of being chased downstairs.
Liberty students like sophomore Caitlin Webster Hayes.
I got there and I excelled. Not only did I catch up with my graduating class in 18 weeks, I secured an internship.
And her teacher, Karen Cash.
If we send them back to those schools where they struggled, we feel like we're just giving them more struggle, and many of them will not make it through to that graduation day.
Do you feel like your voice was heard tonight?
I believe that many people heard my voice. I'm glad that we did, and I hope that the school board hears the voices of the students of Liberty High School loud and clear.
JCPS also wants to move Waller-Williams Environmental, consolidate King Elementary into Maupin Elementary, and relocate the TAP school. All of these proposed changes are projected to save the district $4 million. The decision is left in the hands of JCPS board members like Taylor Everett.
I have not decided the way I'm going to vote.
And do these sessions, do these impact stories have an impact on how the board members vote?
100%. 100%. It's really hard to balance the emotion plus the fiscal responsibility we have.
The board is set to vote on the proposed changes on December 9th. In Louisville, Alex Dieterer, the WHAS 11 night team, on your side.
There will be 2 more public forums this week, tomorrow and Wednesday. Families could share their thoughts on this proposal. Tomorrow from 5 to 6 p.m. at the JCPS Center for Professional Learning, and then on Wednesday from 5 to 6 p.m. at the Academy at Shawnee. We have a brand new update for you tonight at 11. Metro Police is saying around 6:30 tonight that they have now recovered the body of an adult from a submerged car in the murky waters of the Ohio River. Police say the body was found just after 6 o'clock tonight. This comes just 2 days after a car was spotted driving off the wharf area at Waterfront Park in Joe's Crab Shack. Police confirmed the body is of an adult but couldn't determine any other details. Crews conducted a water rescue operation on Saturday after a tugboat crew in the river spotted the vehicle driving into the Ohio near Joe's Crab Shack. LMPD says the car was located, but crews could not safely remove it due to the dangerous currents and other conditions. Today, the operations resume. At this time, police say they do not know if this was an intentional or accidental act. Sad news to tell you about tonight. A Louisville Metro Police lieutenant has died after his battle with cancer. Tonight, LMPD posting to social media announcing the passing of Lieutenant Nick DeWeese. He's been with the department since February of 2013 and had been battling cancer for the last 3 years. In a statement, police saying, quote, his commitment to this community and his fellow officers was unwavering, and his impact would be felt for years to come. At this time, funeral arrangements for DeWeese have not been announced. A new ordinance proposed by Metro Council is moving forward tonight to the next step. It would prohibit all law enforcement agencies like ICE from concealing their identity while wearing masks. Metro Council member J.P. Leininger introduced the ordinance. The new legislation aims to change pre-existing masks ordinance ordinances to clarify that there is no exception for law enforcement agencies. Leninger moved forward on this after reports of ICE agents wearing masks to conceal their identity during immigration raids. The Louisville Metro Public Safety Committee moved it forward tonight. It next goes to the full Metro Council meeting on Thursday. In a statement, the council member Leninger said, quote, residents are terrified by the unaccountable and unconstitutional actions taken by ICE. Louisville should not be a place where secret police operate in the streets and drag people away from their homes, schools, and workplaces. And happening today, the Indiana House Republicans in Indianapolis taking the first step to redraw the state's congressional maps at the request of President Donald Trump. The newly proposed redistricting was released at 9:30 this morning, and it has a big change for our counties right here in southern Indiana. Right now, the 9th Congressional District extends east to Cincinnati. Under the proposed map, it would extend north into Marion County. That means people in Jeffersonville and New Albany would have to share a U.S. Congress member with those in downtown Indianapolis. The House spent a majority of the session debating the bill, where you could clearly hear protesters throughout the session. And that's the dissent. Over 100 Hoosiers in the background as they gathered with signs, chants, and an overall disdain for the redistricting effort. Republicans say this is not the point in time to debate the substance of the bill, while House Democrats believe redistricting is part of a different agenda.
This is not the point in time to debate the bill. I'm absolutely convinced that we will hear those very same passionate arguments at the appropriate time in committee, on seconds, and on thirds, but that is not today.
But what we have here is the majority party has decided that this political task of saving the president and the Republicans in the U.S. Congress is the essential business to be conducted that justifies breaking these rules and coming in early. So I'd urge you to overrule the ruling of the chair.
Indiana University professor Dr. Marjorie Hershey told us today that this map might result in a clean 9-0 sweep for Republicans in Indiana next fall. She also called it an assault on democracy. The first hearing for the bill is scheduled for tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Luigi Mangione working toward his trial in New York in the murder of the United Healthcare CEO. Today, original 911 calls are played, the very calls that led to the arrest of the 27-year-old alleged killer.
And we have a wintry mix falling across Kentuckiana this evening, which will transition to all snow overnight. We'll talk much more about our winter weather advisory and how much snowfall we're expecting. That's coming up after the break. Here's a check of today's Kentucky Lottery jackpots. Mega Millions, $90 million. Powerball, $740 million.
The Kentucky Lottery, funding education for over 1 million.